You've been told to love yourself. It has become the great mantra of our time. You see it on inspirational posters, in self-help books, in the captions of 1,000 smiling photos. You've been told to repeat affirmations in the mirror, telling yourself, I am enough. You've been told to practice self-care, to buy the bath bomb, to take the vacation, to treat yourself. You have done all these things, sincerely and with hope. But then in the quiet moments, when the affirmations have faded and the bathwater has gone cold, do you truly feel it? Do you feel a deep, steady, and unshakable sense of your own worth? For most of us, if we are truly honest, the answer is no. The feeling is fleeting. The self-doubt creeps back in. The inner critic clears its throat and begins its familiar sermon. And we are left wondering, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I just love myself? The reason is simple. We have been sold a lie. We have been taught that self-love is a feeling we must somehow generate, a warm, fuzzy emotion that we are supposed to chase and capture. But Viktor Frankl, a man who built his sense of self in a world that tried to erase it, understood a shocking and profound truth. Self-love is not a feeling you chase. It is a verdict you earn. It is a consequence, a byproduct, and it is earned by obeying one simple, unbreakable law that nobody ever taught you. Today, we will reveal that law. This is not another tip or trick. This is the fundamental principle, the bedrock upon which all genuine self-worth is built. Understanding this one law can save you from a lifetime of chasing a feeling and empower you to start building a reality. But to accept this law, you must first be willing to let go of the old lies. You must be willing to take responsibility for your own worth. So, before we continue, I want you to make a commitment to this new path. Pause this video, and in the comments below, write this powerful statement of intent. I am worthy of my own respect. This is not an affirmation you are hoping to believe. It is a standard you are choosing to live by. When you have done that, come back and let us uncover the one law that will change everything. So what is the great lie that keeps us trapped? It is the idea of unconditional self-love, as it is commonly taught. We are told to love ourselves no matter what. While this sounds beautiful, it has a dangerous side effect. It gives us a license to betray ourselves. It allows us to break the promises we make to ourselves, to act against our own values, to choose the path of comfort over the path of character, and then to soothe ourselves with the empty mantra, I love myself anyway. Imagine a child. If you tell that child, I love you no matter what, but you consistently break your promises to them, show up late, and fail to provide a structure of integrity, will that child develop a strong sense of security and self-worth? No. They will feel confused and ungrounded. Your words of love will feel hollow because they are not backed by respectable actions. You are that child, and you are also that parent. Every time you tell yourself, tomorrow I will start, and you don't. Every time you promise yourself you will set a boundary, and you let someone cross it. Every time you know what the right thing to do is, and you choose the easy way out. You are the parent, breaking a promise to the child within. And then you try to fix the damage by whispering, it's okay, I love you unconditionally. It doesn't work. Your inner self knows the truth. Respect cannot be demanded. It can only be earned. And you cannot truly love someone you do not, on a deep level, respect. This includes yourself. This brings us to the one unbreakable law, the foundation of all real, lasting, and powerful self-love. The law is this: act in a way that you can respect. That's it. So simple, yet so profound. Self-love is not the cause of your actions. It is the effect of your actions. Self-respect is the foundation, and self-love is the house you build upon it. You cannot build a house on a foundation of self-betrayal. Viktor Frankl's entire philosophy is built on the idea of responsibility. He taught that meaning is found not in what we get from life, but in what we give to it. He believed that our ultimate freedom is the choice of our response. This law applies that philosophy inward. The ultimate act of responsibility is to be responsible to yourself. It is the choice to live in alignment with your own highest values. When you act in a way that you can respect, something magical happens. The voice of the inner critic, that narrator of your failures, begins to lose its power. Why? Because you are actively generating evidence that contradicts its claims. Your inner critic says, you're lazy, but today you kept your promise to yourself to go for a walk, even when you didn't feel like it. The evidence is on your side. The critic's argument weakens. Your inner critic says, you're weak and can't stand up for yourself. But today, you calmly and respectfully set a boundary with a coworker, The evidence is on your side. The critic has less to work with. You don't fight the inner critic with positive thoughts. You silence it with respectable actions. You are building a case file of evidence for your own worthiness, one choice at a time. And self-love is the verdict that is inevitably reached when the evidence becomes overwhelming. So, how do we apply this law in our daily lives? It's a three-part process. First, you must define your code. You cannot act in a way you respect if you have never defined what exactly you respect. Your values are your personal code of conduct. They are the constitution for your inner world. Take the time to actually do this. Don't just think about it, write it down. What are your 3 to 5 core values? Honesty, courage, compassion, discipline, growth? Be specific. These are not just nice words. This is the code you are vowing to live by. This code becomes the compass you consult before you make a choice. Second, you must make and keep micro-promises. The path to self-respect is not built on giant, heroic leaps. It is built on the small, consistent daily act of keeping your word to yourself. Stop making huge, unrealistic promises that you are likely to break. Instead, start with promises so small that they are almost impossible not to keep. Your promise might be, I will drink 1 glass of water as soon as I wake up. I will read 1 page of a book today. I will put my phone away for the 10 minutes that I am eating my lunch. These may seem insignificant. They are not. Every single time you make a promise to yourself and keep it, you are sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind. The message is, I am someone who can be trusted. I am reliable. I have integrity. You are depositing a coin in your self-respect bank account. Over time, these small deposits compound into a fortune of self-worth. A person who keeps their promises to themselves, even the tiny ones, walks through the world differently. They have a quiet confidence, an inner solidity, because they know they can rely on the most important person in their life, themselves. Third, you must choose the meaningful struggle. Frankl taught that a meaningful life is not a life free from tension, but a life with a tension between who you are now and who you could be. The greatest acts of self-love are often the ones that feel the most difficult in the moment. It is the choice to have the difficult conversation instead of letting resentment build. It is the choice to go to the gym instead of staying on the couch. It is the choice to learn a new skill instead of choosing the easy distraction of entertainment. Every day presents you with a series of choices between 2 paths, the path of comfort and the path of character. The path of comfort is easy in the short term, but it leads to long-term self-contempt. The path of character is difficult in the short term, but it leads to long-term self-respect. The most profound act of self-love is to consistently choose the path of character. It is to love your future self more than you love your present comfort. It is the understanding that the struggle, when it is in service of your values and your growth, is not a punishment. It is a privilege. It is the very process that forges an unbreakable will and a deep, authentic love for the person you are becoming. This is the one law. Act in a way that you can respect. It is a simple law, but it is not an easy one. It requires consciousness. It requires choice. It requires you to be an active participant in the creation of your own self. Let's put this all together. The empty affirmations and the superficial self-care are failing you because they are trying to create a feeling without creating the foundation. It is like trying to build a roof without building the walls. The foundation is self-respect. The walls are the promises you keep to yourself. The roof is the feeling of self-love that naturally arises when you are living inside a structure of your own integrity. You do not need to wait to feel good about yourself to start. You start by taking the first respectable action. The feeling will follow the action, not the other way around. Look again at the words you wrote in the comments. I am worthy of my own respect. This is your law. This is your code. Let it be the question you ask yourself in every moment of choice. Will this action make me more or less worthy of my own respect? Let that question guide you. Let it be the force that pulls you from the couch, that inspires you to speak your truth, that empowers you to keep the smallest promise to yourself. Stop chasing the feeling of self-love. It is a ghost. It is an echo. Instead, turn your focus to the hard, real, and deeply satisfying work of building a life you can be proud of. Become a person you can admire. Become a person you can trust. Do that, and you will find that the love you were so desperately searching for was not something you needed to find at all. It was something you were building all along.